Okay, let's get started. Good morning again, everyone. My name is Lisa Chen. I'm here with my colleague, Janie. We're both on the IT teaching and learning services team. So in this session, we will discuss and demo how to use Microsoft Teams from 365 as a backup option for proctoring student activities and online exams. As we all know, in this digital and AI-driven age, education is changing so rapidly. As our university shifts towards more and more remote and hybrid teaching, our faculty is juggling the challenges of keeping online student work secure, maintaining academic integrity, while also at the same time trying to deliver a smooth and seamless experience for our students. Online proctored exams are a great way for students to take exams from their chosen location. But the big question is, how can we make the process easier and secure while also, keeping it simple for students to do? So ITS, Information Technology Services, we researched a lot of options. We're currently recommending two solutions. One is from a vendor called Respondus. And the other one is from Microsoft Office 365 suite using Teams. So in this session, we will focus on the Teams tool. However, I will explain much more in detail. We're only recommending this tool for you to use as a backup option. Two reasons. Right now, as it stands right now, Teams is not a dedicated anti-cheating software. It cannot detect what users are doing outside the MS Teams window. Secondly, Teams is not integrated with our Brightspace learning management system. That means you do not get the enrollment data directly from your course. Instructors have to manually add and enroll students. So if you have 150 students in your class, it could be a very tedious work for you to upload sort of like adding students one at a time. So that's why we advise faculty members to use this approach as a backup option only. Before we discuss Teams in detail, I want to spend a moment just to make sure you're aware that Respondus, we have, currently the university, we have limited licenses for Respondus tools. And Respondus, it consists of two solutions. One is called Respondus Lockdown Browser. The other one is called Respondus Monitor. Okay, the Lockdown browser is really a specialized browser, just like Nest, just like your Safari, your Firefox, your Chrome, right? It's a dedicated, specialized browser designed to secure the testing environment within our Brightspace learning management system. So it's specifically used to secure in-person exams, not online exams. So to use Lockdown browser with Brightspace, this special browser needs to be installed on students' machine. So keep in mind, we only have a limited number of licenses available for specific computer lab like a Queen and select departments. So if you want to secure any in-person exam, you can reserve Queen 215, which has 16 computers available for this purpose. And we have a very detailed documentation on this page about Respondus. The Lockdown browser, the misconception, a lot of people think it provides secure online environment. It does not. It only secures in-person exam environment. So now let's move on to MS Teams. Teams is an all-in-one tool. It combines video conferencing features with classroom productivity features, and including like a team chat and breakout room options and things like that. We will demo, Janie and I, we will demo the specific features of using the team channel to create breakout room, to have proctor student activities and things like that. Please note, again, I mentioned earlier, Teams is not a dedicated anti-cheating software. That's why we're only recommending you adopt it as a backup option. So if, for example, you give final exam, but some students are sick, they cannot make it, you could use Teams as a backup option, as a last minute option to have the students take the exam remotely. Okay, so any questions on that? So I explained we have two options at URI at this point. We are continuing to, research our options. So one is from using lockdown browser, and we're piloting the responders monitor. Okay, so responders monitor basically functions. It's like you can it's a tool that allows you to proctor remote exam. Ideally, we want a combination of lockdown browser and the monitor to provide a truly secure testing environment. But right now, we have limited license for lockdown browser, and we're piloting monitor. And if you have any like a last minute, emergency for students to take an exam that they missed during the class or something like that, we're suggesting you look into using Microsoft Teams as a backup method for proctoring student online activities and exams. So Teams, the university-wide, we have license for Office 365 suites. And one of the solutions from that suite is Microsoft Teams. It's really not only, and a lot of you may question, why can't we use Zoom? Zoom is really just an online conferencing tool. But Teams is on top of that, not only has online conferencing, it also has classroom productivity features. Okay. So Teams come with two different versions. One is the desktop app, one is a browser-based app. And for instructors to have to proctor exam, you have to download the desktop app. But for your students, if they only just want to take the exam, they can use either browser or desktop-based version, but browser would be fine. So before we move on to demo how to use Teams, those are the general recommendation. We want you to discuss your plan. If you do decide to you have a need for this last minute option to use Teams to proctor exam, you want to discuss your plan with your department chair to obtain any needed consent forms. Okay, every department, every college might be different. Because I know, for example, College of Nursing right now is using lockdown browser. Okay, so every college is different. And also prior to the start of the class, it's recommended you include rules and written steps for students to see and to understand in the syllabus. And we have provided, I'm going to provide you the link to it. We have provided sample syllabus statement for this purpose. And also, make sure you review the rules and written steps of students before, the proctoring the exam. And also, it's always a good practice to create, try a quiz for students prior to a real quiz, and ask students. And then the detailed the ins and outs how to do it. Basically, it involves asking student. It basically involves using Teams channel, and then create breakout rooms. Ask students to go to different breakout rooms and record what they're doing. If they're taking the exam, and inside the breakout room. And then I also, I'm going to do the demo, but we also have a video showing our student taking an exam using Teams. So as I mentioned earlier, Teams has two different versions. So for the for instructors to proctor exam, we need to download the desktop version. So typically you would go to, just to start, you would go to, again, to access any of the URI apps and systems, we recommend you go to Microsoft Portal, portal.office.com. Okay, so this one basically provides you with a list of all the apps and systems the URI supports except eCampus, using URI single sign-on. So if you go here and you can launch, I think, Teams right here. Okay, so once you launch it, so again, your students can just go ahead and use this browser-based version. But for you as an instructor, you want to go to the top right corner next to your initial. So under keyboard shortcuts, you can download desktop app. Okay. So I've already downloaded. I'm just going to launch it right here. So basically, I go to my, all the apps, and I'm going to launch it right here, Teams. So it looks very similar, but this is the desktop app. You see there's not a browser bar, location bar on the top. So to start, basically, I'm going to start by, let me move this one here, by create a new team. Okay. And there are different templates. I'm just going to go ahead and use a class-based template. So you can, create assignments, discussions, and typically we do it in Brightspace. So we're only demoing this part of the feature from team for proctoring exams. So I'm going to go to, and so basically with this class template, teachers are owners of any class team and students participate as members. And each team allow you to create assignments and quizzes and record student feedback, give students in your private space for notes. Again, this part we probably don't need to demo at this point because we mostly recommend faculty stick to using Brightspace because Brightspace we have the enrollment. It's all official course shells are created in Brightspace. It's our learning management system. So I'm going to give it just check the demo team. Okay, I'm going to create. It just takes a moment. It's doing something behind the scene. Okay. And then add members. So basically, I'm going to add Janie to this one. Let's do this one. And I'm going to say add. Anybody else? Okay, we're probably good enough. So now, Janie and Lisa received an email immediately telling you that you've been added to this Tech Day demo team, and you can click here to join. Would you like to Lisa, could you try it? Trying to join us? So now once you create a team, as you can see on this screen, I'm on the team home screen. So on the left side, we have a number of options here. So you can set up a home page. Again, this is, that's why I explained Microsoft Teams is more than just an online conferencing tool. It has classroom management features. It has productivity features. And you can modify, the background image. You can give it a different image, right? You can edit this page. You can add, assignments and things like that. So this part I'm not going to demo because it's really about the classroom productivity features. So I'm going to demo specifically focus on the channel. So the channel in Microsoft Teams is a very powerful tool. It provides a dedicated space and a shared platform for all members that I just added, okay, to the team to discuss ideas, to share updates, and to work on tasks collectively. So let's go to the channel. There's a general, and so under, typically, this is for demo on this particular team. But if you go back to all teams, I'm on many, many different teams. Where's my, okay, here. I'm on many different teams. So that's why this one has an option to manage your notification. Do you want to be notified, if somebody posts, things like that? So here in get link to the channel, manage channel. So in this manage channel option, so you could allow anybody to post message. Anyone or only owners can post, only the team leader can post a message. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it. Anybody can post a message. And it also has a right now it's just a new team channel. We haven't posted anything. It has very good analytics, usage data. So let's click on that again. For this sort of like a backup proctoring of the exam, typically you would talk, you as an instructor would talk to your students, when and when you're going to do it, where, when to meet. So once you agree upon a time, you basically click on this. See, there's, let's do it again. On the top right corner, there is a camera. It's like a camcorder icon. This is the meet button. And give it a name. Again, I just typed, but I didn't save it. Final exam for Janie. Oh, sorry. Okay. And then you basically, similar to, meeting on Zoom, you're going to check your audio, your video. Okay, click on join now. So basically I started the meeting. And hopefully, Janie, you could join us as well.
I tried, and
okay.
I think you have to approve me. I don't know
Okay,
how I got added in, but.
Okay, let me add participants type name. Okay, so can you do it? If you are logged on to Team, Janie, you should be able to join
I'm
me.
in Teams, accept.
Okay. Share invite.
Join
copy
now.
meeting link. Okay. Okay,
yes,
you're in it
now.
now.
I'm in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But
now we've got double audio.
Right. So now basically I'm the instructor, Janie is the learner. Okay, I created a custom meeting, dedicated meeting for this exam to take place. So before basically I want to show you some of the features of this Teams channel feature. Okay, so here you can enable chat, and if you have more than one people, you can create breakout rooms. So typically we want this, if when you do proctoring of exams, sometimes it's just one student, sometimes it's two students. You want to, if it's two students, you want to put them into two different rooms. So I'm going to create a few, create two breakout rooms. Then I'm going to move Janie to the breakout room. Okay. So, and you can, for each one, you can name it. This is for Janie Palm. Okay. And this one, rename it. And this one for be Lisa Macruso, but unfortunately she, she cannot do this. Due to the computer security issue. Okay, so assume, she could join us. So then I'm going to assign participants. I'm going to assign Janie to room 1, the room that's set up for Janie. So now, Janie, you should be prompted, right, to move. Okay, I'm going to open it. Right. Okay, so I'm going to open the rooms. So now the breakout room is open. So basically what Janie needs to do right now is, now you only see me as an instructor in the lobby. Okay. So assume I have 5 students. So I'll create 5 breakout rooms and name them accordingly so I can easily identify the recording. So let's go back to the room. So I wonder if Janie can share her screen. So basically in that, ask Janie to do is Janie goes to the breakout room and we ask her to, share her screen, turn on the recording, and then do the quiz. And then basically, after she's done, she would come back to the lobby. And I can, as an instructor, I can make an announcement. Say I can set 5 minute, 10 minute. I'm going to close the room. I can join the room. So as an instructor, I can join. If I set up 5 different rooms, I can join and watch, and I can leave Janie there. Okay, so this is how this breakout room feature works. Again, I'm going to join Janie. So Janie, basically what you need to do, I'm going to show the clip afterwards. You need to go to whatever assignment or whatever exam you need to take. Okay, then basically, share your browser, start recording of your screen, and then take the exam. And then after you're done, you can leave the room. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Okay, by raising your hand, and the instructor would, then will come and drop in. But assume I have like 5 different breakout rooms. I could go to different rooms to just to check up. But the point of this breakout room is have a dedicated space for students to take their exam and then have the recording. Okay, so we require, and in the recommendation, if you look at the PowerPoint, so we ask students, if you look at this one, we ask students to show their ID and surroundings of the room, as well as the computer screen the students taking the exam. And here are some additional options. When you create the room, the breakout room, you can set a time limit. You could say the exam is 60 minutes, 50 minutes, okay? And if you have 10 students, 20 students doing it, a backup, option, for proctoring exam, you could assign somebody to manage the rooms. You want somebody, if you have more than, 5 students, you want somebody to monitor the room along with you. Okay, or let people to return to the main lobby. Okay, this you can set a time limit, right? So this is basically the gist of using MS Teams and using the channel feature to create breakout room for individual student, for users individual student space for them to take exams. The students basically need to show their ID, show their surrounding while taking the exam. And the recording will be made available to you automatically on, basically on your activity stream. It'll be saved on your OneDrive automatically. So here's an example of, I just want to show you an example of our students. I want to take a moment just to show you. Then she shares the screen. Again, if it's just one student, you can be, in that room with the student at the same time. If it's more than one student, you could just, join different rooms at different time. And students are recording their screen while taking it. So that's why we only recommend it's not foolproof. It does not prevent if, student has another machine or something it's just not foolproof. That's why we're recommending you use it as a emergency or last minute option for students to take exam remotely. So basically, this is the process that, let me go back to Teams. And then basically, she finishes the exam, she leaves the meeting, and we, end the meeting basically. So any questions on that? So hopefully, again, it's really just a feature for providing a remote dedicated space that you can, online space that the student can use to take exam online, and you can record that session. You may ask the question, why can't we do it in Zoom? In Zoom, you cannot make recording out of a breakout room. You can only do it in the main room. And this one has, a lot of other features. So I'm going to leave the room. Okay, so I'm going to leave the room, and this one, in addition to, the channel feature, we're primarily demoing the channel feature. So basically, you create a dedicated space for your team, and you meet with the student. Step 2 is meet with the student, schedule time. And then once you join, your student joins. And then you basically need to set up a room. Just to go over the steps, set up a room. It could be 2 students, set up a 2 dedicated room. 5 students, 5 dedicated room. You can manually move them or just automatically move them and create a room. And inside the room, you could do time limit. Okay, And you could, when student join, you could join different rooms just to check up, right? And then you provide guidelines and steps. Tell students you have to show your surroundings, show your ID, take the exam, share your screen. And then basically after the student is done, they'll be returned to the lobby. That's pretty much done. And then the recording will automatically be available in activities. And it's really saved on OneDrive. It's all in one screen, one interface, MS Teams interface. Okay, if you see that, this is the one that Julia did.
Right. So if you name it for the person who's in the room, it makes it easy to find it later.
Yeah. So last time, Janie did not take it away. I saved final exam for Janie Palm. It'll be called like that. It'll be named, the file will be named final exam for Janie Palm. So due to privacy, all kinds of policies related to student data, we recommend you, let me go back to this one. So we recommend you delete the recording, review it and delete it within 24 hours. So here we have very detailed instructor guide on how to proctor exam using in our ServiceNow knowledge base. And we also have a very detailed student guide on how to take the exam using Teams. Just want to briefly show you this one. Okay, let's actually it's here. This is the instructor guide.
And I shared those in the chat.
Okay, so it's a step-by-step. Okay, so basically, again, this part is very very important. You want to make sure you include rules and written steps for students to use, for students to learn how to use Teams for online exams in the syllabus. If there's a last minute need for them to take the exam remotely, and review them, before the administration of the exam takes place, and create a trial quiz for students to use. Okay, and ask students again to record the session. This is the process. Record, join, you create a team, right? And then use the channel space for the team and schedule time to meet with the students. And then inside the breakout room for that, dedicated for that student space, could be more than one student. Ask students to show their ID, their surroundings in the recording, as well as the computer screen they will be using, to take the exam. And then the recording will be made available on OneDrive automatically. And we recommend, for privacy, compliance to student privacy data, hopefully you can review and delete it in 24 hours. And again, as an instructor, you want to use the desktop app, because with the browser-based app, you cannot create breakout rooms inside the channel space. This breakout room is the individual dedicated space for students, individually to take exams. I also want to share with you this syllabus. We also included a sample syllabus statement that you can include. You can print it. You can print it as a PDF and put it on your Brightspace as course material in the syllabus section. The student guide, right? We also have some screenshots for students how to take the exam. So the student can chat with you, can raise their hand if they have any questions. So this is the process. So that's pretty much what, let me go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So again, in this session, we explored basically using the main, we have two different options at URI, using the responder solution or using the Office 365 team solution. We only recommend the team solution as a backup option. And with the responders tool, we do have, limited license for the lockdown browser. And right now we're piloting the responders monitor. And we will keep the community informed if we make progress, decide to launch a campus-wide, license or things of that nature. Okay. Janie and I will stick around a little bit, and thank you for all attending. And if you have any, further questions, I think, other sessions, they have mentioned it. We have drop-in sessions. If you go to ITS page and go to training, we have drop-in support sessions 5 times a week, 2 hours per day. So, for example,
It's 4 now.
It's 4 now, right? So for tomorrow, there's a session from 1:30 to 3:30, and all you need to do is click on it and join. You don't need to, really need to do anything.